What's going on, everyone? All right, let's talk about the ESPN power rankings because a lot of people feel like the Lakers were really slighted. They were the seventh team in those rankings. And don't worry, I'll do my power rankings and all that stuff as we get closer to the season. I just want to wait until, does Dame go to Miami? Like, does James Harden go to the Clippers? Like, what ends up happening when all is said and done? I mean, does Paul George end up getting traded, right? Zach LaVine, where does he go? There's a lot of kind of just scenarios that could still end up happening. Do the Lakers get Christian Wood? That can move them up or down. So stay tuned for that. I just kind of want to wait. But ESPN made power rankings, and the Lakers are number 7. And now, look, I don't expect the Lakers to be number 1, right? There's a lot of question marks with this Lakers roster, which I completely understand. I completely get. And for the Lakers to be behind several of the teams, specifically, obviously the Celtics and the Bucks, right? The Celtics and the Bucks are very good teams. They will very likely finish with 2 of the top 3, 4 records in the entire league. Either of these teams, more likely than not, will be the representative of the Eastern Conference Finals. If Milwaukee doesn't have Giannis get hurt, then they're probably in the NBA Finals this year. Right? Like, I don't think Miami would have beaten Milwaukee if Giannis was there start to finish. But who knows, right? Anything could happen. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. They ended up getting eliminated in the first round. But Milwaukee is going to be very good. The Celtics are going to be very good. Right? I get that. But more so than anything, they have the continuity. They are a roster and a team that have been together for quite some time. Now, I don't know where to really place the Celtics, though, because they do have the continuity, but I really think the loss of Marcus Smart is going to hurt tremendously. I really do, because he was their leader. And yes, Kristaps Porzingis is a better overall player. I just think that they needed a guy, because now who's the vocal guy, right? Joe Mazzulla is not going to be that guy, right? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown haven't really been that guy. Maybe one of them steps up and takes that role. I don't know. I think the Celtics they're already mentally weak and have a lot of issues. I just think it's going to be worse without Marcus Smart. But time will tell. Regardless, if you want to put the Bucks and you want to put the Celtics ahead of the Lakers, not going to fight you on that. I have no problems with that. I completely get it, right? Because again, there's a lot of question marks with the Lakers, primarily continuity. Then Denver. You got to put Denver number 1. They put Denver number 1. That makes sense, right? Denver, they just came off the NBA championship. They basically just walked into an NBA championship. There wasn't a single team where you felt like, Denver's in trouble. Denver had their way. They swept the Lakers, right? Even though I think it was a close sweep. You can argue there are no such things as close sweeps. Regardless, they swept the Lakers. So Denver, defending champions, very likely have the capability of repeating. I don't think it would really shock anybody. So, sure. Now, I do think that they regressed. I do think that the loss of Jeff Green and Bruce Brown, I think, hurt. We'll see how much it hurts. But, they were only running 7 guys deep, right? And now you lost 2 of those 7, basically. And so now you're relying heavily on guys like Braun. So, I don't know. We'll see. But you got to give them benefit of the doubt. They were the best team last year. They're probably going to be one of the best teams anyway. So it makes sense that the top 3 teams were the Denver Nuggets, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Boston Celtics. You want to give those 3? Again, you're not going to get any pushback from me. I completely understand. All the criterias are met. Now, next up is where I think things start kind of becoming a little, biased from ESPN standpoint. Obviously, the Phoenix Suns, right? The Phoenix Suns are 4th. And on paper, they are ridiculous. But what is the criteria for why they are 4th? Because if it's just pure roster and it's just talent level, then they should be number 1, right? Because they have more front-end talent than any other roster in the NBA. Right? If rosters won championships, the Phoenix Suns are winning this year. The problem is, again, they have a lot of the same question marks as the Lakers. The continuity, the fit, how do things work? Although I don't think the Lakers will have issues with fit. The Phoenix Suns, they don't have a point guard. DeAndre Ayton already was complaining about touches and stuff like that. What is he going to feel like when he's the fourth option now, right? And if that becomes a disaster, they're going to have to ship him out. So what do they get for him, especially with his trade value being like ridiculously low? Can Kevin Durant stay healthy? Can, Bradley Beal stay healthy? Devin Booker's kind of had some questionable things as well. And again, Lakers, you can argue the same thing, right? Can LeBron James and Anthony Davis stay healthy? But the Lakers have enough depth over the course of the season to at least weather the storm. Like if LeBron James and Anthony Davis ended up getting hurt, the Lakers could probably still be a 6 seed. If Kevin Durant and Devin Booker get hurt, depending on how long they're out, Phoenix might be a play-in team. I wouldn't even be shocked if they don't make the play-in in the Western Conference Finals. Again, assuming that they miss significant time. So again, it's like, what is the criteria for the Phoenix Suns? If it's just pure talent level, then okay, right? Sure. But if you're looking at like continuity and stuff like that, the Lakers have more of that than the Phoenix Suns do, right? Like the Lakers played more games together with the core guys than the Phoenix Suns have. So what's the criteria here? Because, whatever the downside is, the Lakers and the Suns, okay, wash. The upside, okay, I get you can make an argument the Phoenix Suns upside is greater just because they have, 4 top 30 guys. Okay, fine, sure. Right? But I just think that that's kind of like the shiny new toy. So let's hype it up. Just kind of my thoughts there in that regard. But okay, fine. I'll give you that. So the Lakers should be 5th, right? Right? That's what it should be. But no, you have other teams that are ahead. And not in order, but the Philadelphia 76ers are ahead of the Lakers. And I don't agree with this. This is where I kind of feel. Now, if you want to put them, right, like let's say you move the Lakers to 5th and you want to put Philly in 6th, which that's what they are, right? There's one other team, and we'll get to that team in a moment. But if you want to put Philly right behind the Lakers, sure, right? I just think the Lakers overall front to back have a much better overall roster. LeBron James and Anthony Davis have been more reliable in the playoffs. Look, I know some people are going to say Joel Embiid is a better player. Okay, if you want to say Joel Embiid is a better player, his drop-off is ridiculous. Like, you want to talk about Anthony Davis's inconsistencies? At least Anthony Davis, from a defensive standpoint, completely controls and dictates and can win you games. He won games just solely on his defense. Joel Embiid completely disappears at times in the playoffs, and James Harden is notorious for that. So you have two stars that just completely vanish. James Harden doesn't even want to be there, right? So if he has to ride out this year, how does he perform? Does he give 100%? I don't know. Probably not. He's quit on 2 other teams. Joel Embiid, can he stay healthy? And if he does stay healthy, can he actually perform in the playoffs? And then their depth is questionable. Like, what are they going to do with Tobias Harris? Like, it's just, I just think if you're comparing rosters and you're comparing, just the overall talent, the Lakers have more. If you're comparing continuity, again, the Lakers core have been together somewhat, and at least their 2 stars have been together longer than James Harden and Joel Embiid have been. And the 2 stars as a package, I think, are a better fit and are just overall better, right? So I kind of have a little bit of a gripe with Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia, the one argument you can make is Philadelphia is very likely one of 3 teams in the Western or in the Eastern Conference, where the Lakers are like one of like 6. So, the Western Conference is just a lot harder. So in reality, it's just from a, I guess, statistical standpoint, it's probably more likely that Philly makes it and wins it than the Lakers do, just because they have much harder of just a road to get to the NBA Finals and then win it. So, okay, if you want to go that route, sure. Still don't think Philly should be ahead of the Lakers, but that's neither here nor there. Then we get into Miami. Miami is 5th, right? And I wanted to kind of go Philly first and then Miami second. So Miami is not a better roster than the Lakers. They're just not. And look, Miami went on a ridiculous, crazy run. But we got to put that stuff in perspective, right? Like, if Milwaukee doesn't get hurt, Giannis doesn't get hurt, Miami is not making it to the NBA Finals. They're not beating Milwaukee. They're just not, right? Like, Milwaukee with Giannis would have been a completely different animal. He gets hurt, and it became Miami getting momentum, and then they were able to carry out that momentum, right? Where if Milwaukee wins out the gate with Giannis, that momentum never builds. And look, I'm not going to knock Miami. Miami, they did their job. Their job is to beat the team in front of them, right? And that's what they did. So you got to credit Miami without a doubt. They went on a ridiculous run, and it was great to see. They almost had a collapse against the Celtics, and then they were just outmatched against the Denver Nuggets. But again, Miami doesn't have a better roster than the Lakers do. It's just they were able to put together a ridiculous run, right? And now if you get Damian Lillard, then maybe you can make a bit of an argument, right? Because Dame, Bam, Jimmy, they probably fit together brilliantly, and Miami could be a little bit of a monster. But that's not where we're at right now. So you can't base what might happen to dictate the rankings. Miami at this very moment is not better than the Lakers. If Miami and the Lakers played a 7-game series, the Lakers would probably beat them in 5 right now. And look, I love Miami. I love Jimmy Butler. They were the team that I wanted to win when the Lakers got eliminated. But again, like what's the criteria for these rankings? Like where are we positioning and what ends up going? Again, if you want to put the Lakers 5th, sure. Right? If you want to put them 5th and say Phoenix, Boston, Milwaukee, and the Nuggets are better than the Lakers, fine. Still kind of iffy on the Phoenix Suns, but okay, they top loaded, they have more talent. Sure. Okay. Fine. If you want to make the Lakers 5th, that's probably where I'd put the Lakers, 4th or 5th right now. Anyway, and I've talked about this before. I talked about this like a week ago where I was like, look, like I think realistically the Lakers are probably, just to be fair, top 4 team, right? And it's because the other teams just have the continuity, right? All of the concerns and question marks that the Lakers have, how do the pieces fit? Can LeBron James and Anthony Davis stay healthy? Will Darvin Ham be able to lead this roster? Will the team buy in? Will they be able to build the chemistry, right? Like all of those things, I think you have to factor in. So sure, if you want to put the teams that have been together, have the track record, sure. Okay. But Miami, I can't get behind, and the Sixers I just can't get behind. I think the Lakers overall just have a better roster. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? How do you feel? Where would you rank the Lakers personally? Love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments.